The last time Steve Kerr was in Beirut, the city where he was born, bombs were pounding the runway. The airport was closed. There was talk of potentially being able to take a ship to Cyprus or accompanying an ambassador on a helicopter to Tel Aviv and crossing into Israel on a bus. A military plane headed to Cairo had an empty seat. However, it was given to someone else. Finally, a hired driver took Kerr over to the Lebanon mountains and across the Syrian border into Damascus. Then, onto Amman, Jordan. To him, it felt like an escape. 6 months later, an 18-year-old boy, new to his teammates at the University of Arizona, would be sitting on the bed in his dorm room, sitting next to first-year coach Lute Olson, with various teammates coming in to give their condolences. Steve Kerr's father, Malcolm Kerr, had been shot. Malcolm Kerr was a devoted academic who wasn't even a year and a half into his dream job, being the president of the American University in Beirut, where he had been bridging the divide between Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Malcolm Kerr's death would become national news. Even President Ronald Reagan addressed his death, saying, "Dr. Kerr's untimely and tragic death at the hands of these despicable assassins must strengthen our resolve not to give in to the act of terrorists. Terrorism must not be allowed to take control of the lives, actions, or future of ourselves and our friends." Following Malcolm Kerr's death, a dispatch on terrorism would be made. Steve Kerr's teammate Pete Williams, who was the team's leading scorer that year, said, "We didn't even think about terrorism then, ever." Terrorism was nowhere near as big as it is now, and even Kerr, who had grown up in Lebanon and witnessed the Civil War tearing the country apart, went on to say he would never have imagined this sort of thing could happen to his family. Afterwards, Kerr went on to practice and play against Arizona State. He would hit 5 of 7 shots in a 71-49 win. Kerr's teammates would go on to nickname him Ice, saying, because that's just how he was. At a game against Arizona State, following his father's passing, Arizona State fans were chanting "Your Father's History" and PLO, which stands for Palestine Liberation Organization. And Kerr, in that same game, while teary-eyed, on the verge of crying, dropped 20 points in the first half, making all 6 of his three-pointers. Steve Kerr would go on to be drafted 25th in the second round of the 1988 NBA draft. After 1 year in Phoenix, he would be traded to Cleveland, where he would play about 15 minutes a game off the bench. And after half a season in Orlando, Kerr would sign with the Chicago Bulls, where he would cement himself in NBA history. He would win 3 straight championships from 1996 to 1998, including hitting a game winner in Game 6 of the 1997 NBA Finals, winning Chicago the series. Of course, we've all seen the part of the Mike Rosemba video where Steve Kerr got into it with Michael Jordan, earning Jordan's respect after punching him. After leaving Chicago in 1998, he went on to San Antonio, where he would win yet another championship. Spend 2 more years in San Antonio, spend another in Portland, and after 1 more year in San Antonio, where he would retire after 1 more ring. Steve Kerr is the all-time leader in three-point percentage in a career, with a career three-point percentage of 45.4%. After retirement, he would go on to be a TV analyst, then would become the general manager of the Phoenix Suns. Afterwards, he would become the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. He would revolutionize the way the game was played, and made small ball lineups commonplace in the NBA. Steve Kerr had an incredible career, and yet a tragic, miraculous story.
Work so hard, forgot how to vacation.